Hey everybody, this is Quincy,
It's
and this
LaShawn.
and now we got our producer.
Jasmine.
We are A Don't Hate Me. Today's topic is A Don't Hate Me, but TikTok is bad and it needs to be banned.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
definitely. So how did you guys want to start this off?
Um,
Oh,
well,
LaShawn.
What?
LaShawn, you're like very passionate
Yeah,
about
oh
this.
my gosh,
So,
yes. I feel like an old man at first because I was just watching like kids on TikTok.
exactly.
I was like, you guys just don't know. Look at this. This is despicable.
Yeah, legit. Like I was so scared of it when it like first came out because I saw like kids just being addicted to it, like kids, like young kids, and I thought it was just a kids app. And then I see people my age are on it. I'm like, what? Because I remember back when it was like Musically, it was just a Musically thing.
Yeah.
And I thought
mhm.
Musically was so weird. Like it was just like an app for kids.
But I kind of
And
knew it wouldn't stick, like the
yeah, I thought
name and
Musically
stuff,
wouldn't. Yeah, I thought Musically would die, like for
Yeah.
sure.
and it
Like
did.
that was just weird. And it did, but it turned into a beast. It's like Hydra. Like it died and came
Mhm.
back
Yeah,
easily.
As a
crazy.
monster.
Yeah.
And like the weird thing is that like okay, so I saw like a post. It was like a short on YouTube, and this
Hmm.
guy was like, kids are able to see more. You can call it what it is, like soft pornography and like adult
Hmm.
content in
Mhm.
about 10 minutes of scrolling than any adult has ever been able to see ever in history.
It's
Like,
crazy.
because
Mhm.
all of these 30-second, 1 minute films, like it adds up, and I feel like it affects the subconscious. And I feel like we're in an age where everybody has ADHD, and I don't think it's
Exactly.
like this
Mhm.
this this like I wouldn't really even call it like a mental, well, yeah, it is a mental condition, but I feel like it is developed artificially.
Yeah.
Because okay, so you could just, it started with Sesame Street. I remember like a whole bunch of adults, and I was like, I'm just trying to watch my show, like shut up. But like they kept saying like stop watching this, like that's not good for you. And I started to
Yeah, I
see
never
that my
understood
sister,
that.
no, because the subject switched so fast. Well, it's not as
Mm.
fast as TikTok, but if you watch Sesame Street, they go from one subject to another, and it's
Oh wow.
like 10-minute episodes. And now it's reduced down to 1 minute or 30-second segments.
So yeah, that's like affecting people's attention spans. Like that's how they expect content to be done. Like
Exactly.
we can't even do a 2 hour podcast right now because we know y'all not gonna listen here for 2 hours. Y'all just gonna yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In
Yeah.
Yeah.
respect to the people that do. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I just want people to understand like what TikTok is actually doing behind the curtains. And so I went into like their terms and agreements, and
Oh, that's perfect.
basically I'm just going to read it out. And this is pretty extreme.
Mm.
Um, so we collect certain information about the device you use to access the platform, such as IP address, which what the heck is that for?
Yeah.
User regions, user agent, mobile carrier, time zone settings, identifiers for advertising purposes,
Mhm.
model of your device, the device system, network type, device ID, your screen resolution, and operating system, app and file names and types. Um,
They looking through all your stuff, bro.
I know. Look, TikTok even had access to keystrokes. And is anybody familiar with keystrokes?
Yeah. Wait, like your input.
Yeah, so like they know what you're typing in to search. So they
Exactly.
know what you search on a day to day just from being in the app. And it depends on like if you allow them to see other things, like that permission that you get in the beginning.
Exactly. But nobody reads that. Everybody just says okay.
I'm
Yeah.
guilty of doing that too. But like I doubt that anybody actually knows the parent company of TikTok because they don't advertise it anywhere.
Buy dance.
Okay, well, you do. We did research. Know this into a research that ByteDance was their parent company,
Exactly.
but they do a lot to hide it. And even so, that the Chinese government was like the first to actually start like, hey, this is not right. You can't show this unless you change it in this country. So of course they changed
Exactly.
TikTok to a kid-friendly version of TikTok, but
Mm-hmm.
then they're like, oh, we got to get our money from somewhere, so let's just go to the Americans. And the Americans just consume,
Trying
do
to
what
control our
Americans do.
minds and make us stupid. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
consume.
exactly.
Because a lot of the things that get shared over here on TikTok or Instagram, those aren't the same type of videos that get pushed over there.
On
Or
TikTok,
Crazy.
China. They got
exactly.
something else, but yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
exactly. It is about that indoctrination on our children, right? Trying to
exactly.
push this certain agenda, trying to make these crazy challenges go popular in
Mm-mm-mm.
our specific area, but it's not happening over there.
Exactly. Like
Crazy.
anything that will like push, like or like make the Black community or like any community, just like
Kool-Aid
anything
fried chicken.
that yeah, like anything make us like look bad, they will want to push and make trendy or like hurt us. Like the pink sauce that
Oh
was
my
big.
gosh.
Ugh.
Like all this stuff. And you can see it. Like people that actually like talk about this stuff, they get banned easily on TikTok. TikTok loves banning people, like banning anything that's trying to like inform you. So it's crazy, like all types of content. And if they see the person just being themselves, they'll ban it. They'll literally just ban it and flag their account. They'll give like a really dumb reason why that don't even make sense. They're like bullying harassment. Like what?
100%.
It's
I've noticed
crazy.
that, like, I started following, like, Christian, I started to get back into Christianity, and I started to
Actually,
follow these people, and like they were actually pushing out good content, and they
exactly.
were on lives, and their lives would get taken down. I was
Crazy.
like, for what?
Hmm.
Like, they're all of this, and you can just scroll past and you see all this adult content. I'm like, oh, so this doesn't get taken down, but
Exactly.
all of the good stuff do. And then when they start talking about TikTok, they're like, yeah, TikTok did this. And when they talk about how TikTok like now reduces, I don't know, I can't find the word right now, but they reduce like your exposure on purpose so you can
Hmm.
buy followers and buy exposure. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've
And
heard.
I don't know if you saw this article from Forbes, but
Mm-mm.
the article was about how TikTok has this what they call a heating button where they can
Yeah,
Whoa.
manually
I heard about
push
this.
anyone or any video or any content through their algorithm onto your For You page. Basically, they can pick and choose what they want to see, what the
Wow.
viewers want to see. Mm-hmm.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. I wish, like, when they started talking about banning TikTok, like that first time I was like, come on now, like y'all are taking everything. But now I'm like, I'm hoping they go through with it, because
Yeah.
I think we all need to just wake up. Like,
Speaking of banning, like the U.S. government has now trying to ban TikToks for their government officials. So like government officials that have cell phones, they're not even
ooh,
allowed to download TikTok on those cell phones at all
Yeah.
because China is literally watching everything that's going on in America. In their terms of agreement in TikTok, it literally states that whenever Chinese government asks for data for a company, no matter what it is, they have to turn it over to them. So basically, since TikTok is a Chinese company, the Chinese government can learn everything they need to know that goes on TikTok. And that's for everything that's in China. So the government has full influence on how things operate on TikTok or any other Chinese like corporation, which
heck,
is
bro,
crazy.
they don't even need spies anymore. They could just
Exactly.
use apps.
They
That's
got phones.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad I deleted that mess.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it really sucks for me in the line of work that I'm in that I do marketing.
Oh,
I'm in
cool.
digital
Oh,
marketing.
wow.
So I kind of have to be on all these social media platforms to kind of keep up with what everyone's doing and what they're looking at. So I kind of see everything that's being pushed. And I've been guilty of even noticing kind of some brainwashing that's been happening with me,
Oh, perfect.
constantly seeing these perfect.
No, no.
No,
Constantly
can we
seeing
talk about that?
like I've even had to stop myself and I had to say, wait, this goes against my morals and everything that I
Exactly.
was raised to believe in, but because I'm seeing it so much constantly, mainly for work, that once you see something repeatedly over and over again, you kind of start to believe it. And I've had to kind of like take a break, take a step back, and kind of force myself to remember who I am and what I believe in. Because it's
Perfect.
so easy. And I'm in my early 20s. Imagine someone who's 16, 17, 15 years
Exactly.
old.
Don't know anything.
Mhm.
Trying to find out about the world, and here comes the grandpa TikTok teaching them about life. That's the worst grandpa you could ever have.
Grandpa TikTok. No, I feel like like TikTok is that creepy uncle.
For sure.
It's like, hey kids, y'all want to see some adult content?
Exactly.
But like, it's I just hate how easy it is now. It's amazing how addicting it is. Now I meant to ask you, Jasmine, like, how are you able to manage that? Like, how did you find yourself being able to manage it? Besides, like, I know you have that self awareness to where you're like, okay, I need to like get back to me, but like, do you have like a system or anything for anybody who really is like in your shoes and can't really like necessarily leave it yet?
Mhm. Well, for me, because I've been in a lot of therapy
Mm,
over my
Mhm.
years. So I'm not completely done with therapy. I don't want to get back into therapy, but I've gotten a lot of tools from all those therapy sessions. So a lot of what helps me is kind of writing a lot of things down. So I keep a book, a journal,
Oh, that's
if you
perfect.
will. And I kind of write down everything about myself from what I believe in, my religion, who I follow, who my mentors are, dating life, everything. And I always have that to refer to whenever I feel myself slipping or feel um, a certain ideology of mine beginning to change that I feel like is wrong for me. So just
Exactly.
constantly having that visual reminder of yourself and who you are. Of course, there's nothing wrong with changing, but just reminding yourself that if you want to change, you want to change for the better. You want to move forward. You don't want to regress, and you don't want to change anything about yourself that you might regret later on, or that might go against everything you originally believed in.
I like that because you can always have that to like refer back to, like if
Yeah, that's why
I,
journaling is so important too.
yeah, and I'm learning that like it's amazing. And like I used to hate like writing assignments in school. I used to hate lit. I used to hate all of that, but like now I'm seeing how it benefited me because I was able to organize my thoughts. And like
Mhm.
I always like tried to avoid it, but what I'm learning is like that is how you basically, or I just said it. That is how you organize your thoughts, and you can really control how you think on a day to day when you write stuff down. Um, and I need to get back into it. I thought it was so petty, like not petty. I can't find a word for it, but I was like, come on now, like I don't journal.
Exactly. Yeah, I thought it was girly. I like that girls did. I didn't think it was
Yeah,
like a
sorry,
man thing.
Jasmine.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say
But
something controversial, but I won't. We can cut
You
this part.
you can say it,
no,
say
no, we
it.
can cut it. We
I
can
was
always
gonna,
cut.
I was gonna say diaries are girly. Journals are for everyone.
Okay,
That's
no,
not, I
Yeah.
don't think that's
no,
controversial.
that's perfect. That's
Yeah,
like because a lot of people need to hear it. Y'all got to write your stuff down. That's like therapy on yourself.
exactly.
Exactly. That's exactly what my therapist would always say. A lot of the work that you do is going to be outside of the therapy room. It's
Wow.
going to be taking those tools that you learned in that room and executing them outside of the room.
Mm.
Mhm.
Dang, you got a good
Yeah.
therapist. Wow. And I think I'm one of those. I don't know if it is like a stigma in specifically the Black community. I feel like, or just in males in general, to where like it's like, nah, we don't need therapy.
Yeah,
But
so sad.
I still probably, I don't know, probably won't get there. It's gonna take like my mom is probably like gonna convince me to do it, but
You
I
should
don't
though.
know. I feel like it is an issue, especially if you grew up in a household like single parent households. You don't get the best of both worlds, and you kind of you know are just left with one side of what it is to be a human being,
Yeah.
a working human being in society. But yeah, that's my input.
So LaShawn, you said you are in a single parent household, and I know Quincy is as well.
Mhm.
I don't know much about you yet because we just met, but
Yeah.
we're kind of vibing already. Um,
Absolutely.
um, who which parent were you raised with?
So just my mom. And I like did see my dad most of the time. Like,
Yeah.
of course, my dad on the weekends, but kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of like it wasn't the complete uh experience still, because even when I went over my dad's house at first, I was like, I love it over here because he used to spoil us with video games.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that rewind back. How does that tie to TikTok? I would say that I really think that uh basically that discipline aspect, I had to teach that to myself, and I'm sure
Mm,
Quincy did too. Like,
yeah. I was a single parent. I mean, I was
Oh
I was
wow.
born. I don't know. I was born in a single parent household
you
too.
tell.
I had a similar situation to you, but it wasn't more like my father wasn't like a disciplinary. It would like I would go to his house and we would just hang out. Like he'd be one of my best friends.
Anyway, like, do you think that not
Mm.
having a father figure affected you?
Um, in a way, like I just don't relate with a lot of my comrades, I guess, because like I mean my peers, because a lot of people like that do have fathers, like black fathers in the home, like they have like, oh man, like they're so standoffish or like stuff like that. Whereas like my dad was never like that because he like you kind of said, like he always tried to like spoil me and make sure like he all his big thing is like I don't want to be a deadbeat. I don't want to be a deadbeat. And he really did that. Like he was always in
Mm.
my life, always talking to me. We talked on the phone all the time if I didn't see him on the weekends. And he was a really great father.
I do have a question. Do y'all, and I guess we can open it to the audience if they would like to
Yeah,
see
this would be great for the
to
audience discussion.
yeah, to hear a discussion about yeah, and even get comments and feedback about it, just to see if we should do a segment on parenting, especially
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
is most prevalent in the Black community. I mean, I know people, I mean, not even if I know people are tired of it, you shouldn't be tired of it because it's an actual problem, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's just my opinion. But I feel like we should talk about, because it is about TikTok. But I actually want to hear like Jasmine's perspective on like how it is being in a two-parent household.
My story's pretty long and sad. I'll try to condense it as much as I
Yeah.
can. So yes, I did grow up in a two-parent household. My parents are still together. My I have an older brother and younger sister. My older brother has a different father than I do, but his father passed away
Mm.
a long time ago. It's okay. He was a horrible person. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. um, I feel I'm also the middle child. So I think having that two-parent household and kind of being that middle child, I was able to get the mother and father figure experience, but I was also neglected a lot. And I was also kind of forced to, I don't want to say raise myself because my parents definitely did a lot of the raising, but I think after I hit a certain age and then my sister came, then the attention on me kind of just stopped. And
Hmm.
so I
Yeah.
was kind of forced to raise myself. I was kind of the quiet kid for a lot of my life. And I was kind of forced to teach myself discipline because I'm not saying that my family, we're a military family. So of course I got discipline. Discipline is a huge thing in military families. I think it was more so me just kind of trying to find myself completely on my own, even from a young age, without the help of a parent like my brother and sister got. Because when you're the older child, they're trying to get them out the house, so they need the attention. And when you're the youngest child, they need the attention because they're so young and impressionable. And so I
Yeah.
was kind of just left in the dust.
Yeah, nobody talks about the middle child. I agree with you
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
I'm
that's why
I'm a middle
we're
child too, so I
I'm the
like I.
oldest.
Oh yeah, you are though.
yeah, it's so I think that's why I don't want to throw my siblings under the bus, but just objectively, I would say that I kind of grew up a lot faster than they had to, because they kind of constantly had and still have the support of my parents, where I'm still kind of, on my own. And so bringing this back around to TikTok,
Mhm.
I think that's kind of what pushed me to get into therapy and seek
Mhm.
emotional and mental help outside of my family. And because of me, is actually the reason why a lot of people in my family actually started therapy, because I did. And so
Wow.
yeah, no, that was really nice to hear. My mom told me. So now my sister's in therapy, my grandmother's in
That's
therapy,
so
my
good.
aunt and cousin therapy, and they said, yeah, if it wasn't for me, they never would have done that.
Oh,
Um,
that's great, Jasmine.
thank you.
Hey, you're changing your whole family line. That's crazy.
Thank you. TikTok. TikTok is the focus. TikTok, yeah. So whenever I am on these social media posts, they kind of like the way that I was raised and how I was forced to grow up, and kind of forced to seek that outside help, to kind of help mature more. That really helped me be able to see any issues that I don't agree with. It's when you're really young and you see like your first few commentary videos on YouTube, you automatically want to agree with every little thing they say, because
Exactly.
the way they say it, it sounds so important, it sounds so cool, they sound like they're right, they have a microphone, they must be right. But now that I'm older and I've matured and I've had the background that I do have, I'm able to listen to anyone. I don't care how good they sound, I don't care how they're spewing their rhetoric, if they have a microphone, if they have a platform. If I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it. If I'm seeing
Mhm.
something that I feel is inappropriate, is wrong, I'm able to stand on my morals and stand on my values and say, no, I do not agree with it.
How long did it take you to get to that point? Did you ever like, was there ever a point to where you really didn't have any like true guidance? Like,
Was there a
yeah,
time that you didn't? Oh
yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah.
what I
The
was saying, like,
shift. Yeah, the shift. Like from when you were little, looking at all these people, oh, they have the mic and stuff like that. When did you like feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't listen to the person with the mic. That's a nice setup. How long did it take you
Um,
to get that mindset?
it took me a long time, honestly, because I do feel like for a lot of my life, YouTube was raising me.
Yeah.
mm,
I think, just being completely honest here, I think around the time I was probably in I want to say either the end of my sophomore or beginning of my junior year of college,
Mm.
was probably around the time where I was actually able to start thinking for myself. And I didn't need YouTube to raise me anymore. I didn't need to take every single rhetoric that sounded good to me and just run with it. So it took a long time, but I feel like it still helped me a lot, kind of hearing those perspectives that were outside of my family. That helped me a lot more than some of the rhetoric that my family liked to spew to me. So
Mhm.
I feel like YouTube definitely they did their job. They helped me a lot. But after a while, I started kind of noticing how I was kind of just taking the words that were thrown at me through the screen and just running with it and trying to implement it in my life. So yeah, I think around 19 or 20 years old.
see, but that I think that's the bad part. Like, you kind of just like spewed it out how kids that don't have guidance, and that's most kids in this generation, because I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
like I've heard like it was like 70% of, at least in Black families, had single mother homes.
Mm,
Yeah.
And I'm like, So how are these kids raising themselves? And it's no longer YouTube. It's no longer these safe sites, these
It's
American
TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
sites. It's like, yes, it's TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And this TikTok, they're trying to ban it. This is the first time I've heard any like US anything try to ban something that everybody is using.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because usually it's
And
about this is my freedom. I get to use this, but it's like this is no longer about like that. It's about like trying to save our own country.
and guess what? I just looked at the statistics of TikTok in 2021. Guess what age range is the most common?
Oh no.
Say
uh I don't know.
10, 10 to 19-year-olds are the
Wow.
most common
Mm-hmm.
users of TikTok, which makes sense
Yeah.
because I thought it was a kid's app, but apparently not.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Like you said, LaShawn, it's not the same internet that we grew up with,
mhm.
a lot more provocative,
Yeah,
I would say.
certainly.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to try. Like before, I feel like before it was like once you knew, like once you knew, oh, like this is the secret, like this is the adult stuff. You gotta go here, 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 and try to get around that. It used to be like that. Now it's just like kid is just scrolling and then see something out of nowhere. Like they're not even trying to search for the content. The
Yeah,
content comes to them now. I think that's the
exactly.
dangerous part of TikTok.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have like a whole algorithm that they listen to you, they feed like you just feed them information, they look at your keystrokes, see what you're interested in, and they just send you like things that you will just love to see, and then you just like sit there like a zombie just
Hmm.
consuming content, and they love it. And then they even want you to like say if you like it or not, so they can keep showing you more and more and more and not get you off the app.
Now imagine a teenage boy going through puberty. Or a
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
teenage girl, but I just
Yeah.
know like teenage boys are like shit. There's a certain age. If you're a boy, you know
Mhm.
that you like what you search is not necessarily what you know like just being real, like what you search is not the best, like not teen rated, not you know e for
Exactly.
everyone. And so like they know that, and I thought that like the fact that they keep keystrokes so they know what you're typing in every day,
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's just I'm gonna be for it. I'm 100%, and I'm going to advocate for it. Like they need to like get rid of
Ban it.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember when I was growing up, the videos that I was raised on that helped me were either, funny Vine videos, funny YouTube videos, or things I would have to actually go out and search for, kind of like therapy
Exactly.
for
Mm.
myself, like things about Black families, how to stop being the shy kid, how to be popular, things that I would have to actually go on my way to search for. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, it wasn't like I'm just getting like this swarm of awful challenges to do where
Exactly.
like destroying a classroom or destroying bathrooms. That was one of the
Yeah.
big TikTok challenges going, like I wasn't getting fed that. I
Mm-mm.
was, I had to actually go out and search for what I wanted, and I definitely wasn't searching for degeneracy.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like there were things like that, like the bat, like we had like the Tide Pod challenge and everything, but like that, I don't even know where that was. I didn't even see Tide Pod. I just saw news medias talk about it, and I heard like YouTubers make fun of it, but
Yeah.
I never followed anybody that was actually doing the Tide Pod challenge. So, like, but I bet on TikTok if the Tide Pod challenge is happening, everybody would get Tide Pod challenge videos all the time.
Yeah, I feel like before, like in middle school and elementary school, it used to be like peer pressure. That's what
Yeah,
got you to do something. But now I feel like with TikTok and these challenges, it's like, oh, I could be viral. You mean the whole world could know my
hmm,
name for doing this one thing? And I feel like that's like something that will push you to do it even more. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
other than the friends and stuff, but like your name, you could have like 300,000 followers just for doing something in the bathroom, like burning, like I think that's what it was. It was like burning the bathroom or something like that.
Oh no, they would also like they'll just steal stuff from the bathroom. They call it like
Mhm.
flicks. They get in licks.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that was wow. That was
Yeah, they
like
would literally just like try to steal the most craziest thing from the school as like
they
they'll call
stole
it
like a
devious
sink.
licks. They would steal sinks, they would steal hand dryers, they would steal
Wow,
toilets. They said,
that's
"Oh yeah, these are
crazy.
my devious licks." And then
See,
they'll play like
that's
a they'll have the TikTok sound to go with it, and then you just look at those sounds and then you'll see all the people's devious licks. Also, I hate the TikTok effect. All these other social medias like YouTube, Instagram, and I think I saw Twitter even doing it. Like they see all the stuff that's happening on TikTok, like all this algorithm stuff, and they're making their own. So like all this stuff is spewing into all of it. Like all the stuff that we're
mhm.
talking about is now like in YouTube and Twitter and Instagram. Like I'm just constantly I can't avoid it. And like I can avoid TikTok, but I'm stuck on YouTube Reels. I stay on
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
so
yeah.
much.
YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, wait, this is YouTube.
Yeah, this is
I've never
YouTube.
done this before.
But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if I had to pick like a person to give my data to, I'd pick Google. Bro, Google has all your information already, bro.
Yeah.
They ever since you were a kid, you've used Google. So if you had to pick your demons, you could pick the creepy uncle that actually feeds your information to China, or you can keep your old childhood best friend Google. And I'm choosing Google. Like he they already know everything about me. Like might as well. He's just it's like my mom, apparently. Like my internet mom. Like they know
Yeah.
everything about me. It's safe. I mean, safe as it can be. It's Google. Like they're already here.
You're not
And
wrong. It's like pick your poison,
yeah,
basically. But
like
I
and
would
like
rather go. Yeah.
you have to look up stuff. We have to look up stuff all the time. And
Hmm.
what do you rather look that on? Google. Like you have to look it up on Google. But TikTok, you're openly giving like TikTok, by you accessing TikTok, you are giving them the information to Google. They're like looking into what Google knows, and it's like you don't have to do that. Like I feel
Hmm.
like you have to use Google. YouTube owns Google. I mean, Google owns YouTube, so YouTube is safe to do all that stuff on. And if you want TikTok, you could just use it on Google, like because Google's copying everything that TikTok does. So don't be
Yeah.
sad when TikTok goes away. Just move all your content to YouTube.
Oh, I'm not gonna be sad. That's for sure. I would rather give my information to a country I'm already living in than a communist
Exactly.
country that abuses their citizens.
And that literally wants to take over the world. Like
Yeah.
they the Chinese government love power. If they could find a way to exploit our government, they would have done it already. TikTok is their window. Like
It
that's the
is.
bug, that they figure out how to exploit our government. And that's why government officials cannot use it.
So after the Cold War, I felt like wars changed. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like it was no longer about like sending people to a country, fight, 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 send them back, winner, it's like over the internet now. And I
Yeah.
think that's the crazy part. That
It's a
like,
it's a cyber battle now.
yeah, mental warfare. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And I really hope that we figure, like, I just want to figure out a way that we can like all come together and say like, yeah, okay, like let's be real, guys. let's look at, let's call it as it is. It's like this is, I can I be honest? I kind of forgot what I was talking about.
That's fine. That's fine.
This is I got ADHD. Ah. But yeah, I just like I kind of lost it, but I just want to say like I feel like we should all in a way just come together. I wish I had a bigger platform to do this, and I don't think enough people are doing this, because the people that are really famous on these platforms and
They
are
used to
our age, yeah, they don't really talk about it. They're kind of like,
benefiting off of it.
yeah, and
Mhm.
I
They say
mean,
don't bite the hand that feeds you.
yeah,
True.
and so like I don't feel like we can rely on them anymore, or we have to find a way to influence them or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
kind of sad where it's headed, because you can kind of see it at the end, like you can kind of see where it's headed, but like how do you stop it, you know?
Exactly. It's like a train wreck that's
Yeah.
happening and you want to just stop it, but you have no way to stop it. You're powerless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of these influencers and celebrities aren't trustworthy, because they do a lot of talking. They use their platforms for a lot of talking, a lot of mush mouth, a lot of, oh, we have to stop this, we have to save the children. But at the end of the day, usually they're being financed by those same exact companies that are doing the indoctrination and the degeneracies that
Yeah.
they are talking about.
Mhm.
So they don't actually mean it, because if they meant it, that would kind of be messing with their bag. They
Mhm.
they don't care about the children. They don't care about the state of the world. They're not even in, what's the word? They're not in any place to even really be speaking on it, because at the end of the day, they're entertainers. They do this
Yeah.
Exactly.
for money. And so they're going to keep doing what they're doing for money and just say whatever the public wants them to say, so they can continue being liked and continue getting that money. That's
Yeah.
really it.
What's that song? It's like, and we're all just entertainers and we're stupid. And we're famous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what like, you can notice that now. Like you just look at everything, they're like, you're really not that smart, are you? But I feel like they have their, I don't know. It's not even really like IQ, I guess. It's like emotional intelligence or something, to where they know how to gain
Manipulate.
somebody. Yeah, the perfect. They just know how to manipulate people. You don't have to be smart, or you don't have to be anything to be able to manipulate somebody. You just know how to manipulate. It's kind of like I don't know. Is it something that you think? Do you guys think it's something that people are born with, or something that people learn?
I think so the people learn, honestly.
Oh no, definitely. They're taught it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, when they get into this industry, when they start getting these agents, these managers, they're taught what to say. They're taught how to present themselves. They're taught how to act, how to walk, how to talk in order to appeal to the target audience they want to appeal to.
Yeah, that's perfect. I couldn't put it. Look, I'm still working on my journaling and stuff, so I don't have all my thoughts together. But that was perfect because, yeah, what I'm noticing, like while you were talking, I just noticed that like a lot of the celebrities, I feel like all of the celebrities, because you'll see them, they'll always pull out these like, here's this so and so when they were younger, and they're always like on some old Navy advertisement, or like they're on Barney. They're one of the
Yeah.
kids on Barney, so they were like always there.
The
Wow, that's
spotlight.
great. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they probably did learn it.
Yeah.
I remember my brother was almost a part of that, but like you saw some of those parents were crazy. And they like those pageant parents, I would call them, because they would like always put their son or daughter on a pedestal and basically like say like, no, you have to do this. It wasn't even like the child didn't even like doing it anymore. They were like, no, you have to do this. You got to see your agents. You got to do this and
Mm.
that. And I'm glad Ree didn't get an agent. My brother's name is Larry, call him Ree.
Oh,
But
cool.
I'm glad he didn't get an agent, because I felt like that probably would have led him down the wrong path, the Disney kid path.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think life would have been a lot more different. I would have probably never met Quincy.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
and so, because I don't know, I just got a chance to see all of that. And it didn't look like a life I wanted to live, but I still wanted to be in acting. But I couldn't like put two and two together that that was like where acting stemmed from. Well, what acting is now. Like these children aren't are like forced to learn this type of manipulation because that's all they see.
100%, especially when they're kids.
So I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think TikTok is kind of emulating that same type of, pushy adult, like in a way, like, oh, I make this video, a lot of people like it. Let me keep making it like this
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
and doing anything to, impress these people, just basically doing
Yeah.
anything.
They
And
see
then
like crazy things on TikTok, and then they're like, "Oh wow, they're getting all these likes and views. Let me do it too. Let me do my own spin on it." And it's like creating just like the same model. Like everybody's just remixing each other there and pushing. Like they see what works. Like, oh, this person gets a lot of views, so I should be like this person, or I should be like this. Like I should do what they're doing, like wear what
wow,
they're
yeah.
wearing. And it's like everybody's influencer to each other, and that's not a good way to live.
Yeah, it feels like everybody's famous on TikTok too.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, this is a normal person. So it's like,
Mm.
oh, I could be just like them.
I noticed
I mean,
that too. Have you noticed how there's so many people on TikTok that just seem to be TikTok famous, but you've never heard of them before? And they
All the
have
time.
like thousands and millions of followers.
yeah.
Yeah.
All the time on TikTok.
I'm not gonna lie, my sister is one of them. She has like 300,000 followers, and all she does is animation.
Mm.
I was like, I was never able. I would get like 200, 300 followers on Instagram when it first came out. I was like, I never got that much exposure when I was little. And that just like anybody can talk to you at that point. Anybody can influence you at that point. And that's like the scary part.
All right, guys. Well, that was our ADHD conversation with ADH me. Do y'all have any final thoughts before we go?
Well, I just feel like TikTok kind of ties into like ADHD. And I feel like, well, I basically said that I don't think like ADHD, because you look around ADHD, everybody has it now.
Everybody has it.
That's when you got to ask yourself, is it a real mental condition, or is it like conditioned mentally, like from these apps that we're using, from this television, and even the food? Like the food, people are like freaking out and stuff like that. But just the whole Shazam, the whole, the what's the word? Whatever word means the
Shebang.
whole shebang. Thank you, Quincy.
Yeah.
Shebang.
Yeah, it's just like a bad combination of it, like the worst things in the world.
Instant pleasures, even leading to the food. And
DoorDash.
Oh my gosh,
Uber
bro.
Eats.
You get anything you want. And we're telling Jasmine, look, no, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Jasmine was like, she's like, I don't know if I am also ADHD, but I like we like
Don't expose me.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even the ADHD test is like what a normal child would do. Like, does your child have trouble sitting down? Like, of course it gotta come sitting down. Look at energy.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, it's not even a mental condition. It's like conditioned mentally through this modern society that we're living in. And so I feel like that feeds into the TikTok. That's what feeds TikTok, is these like ADHD. I dare anybody who is listening, and even you guys, try to sit in silence for 10 minutes. And what is the first thing you think about?
Your phone.
Oh no, I can't go to my phone. I do that. Like, I try to do it at night. I try to like wind down 10 minutes. It's really good for you. And a lot of people, probably y'all should listen to it, but you should try it. But like, I don't know how many times I thought about the phone. And so that's what I would encourage the audience to do. Jasmine, did you have any last thoughts?
Not really, other than I agree with you. But it is really hard. And these influencers make it seem really easy. It's easy to sit there and say, oh, just don't get on your phone for the last 10 minutes of your day. Wake up an hour earlier. It's really easy to say that. So if you're not able to do it, it's understandable. It's really hard, especially in the society that we're living in today. So I don't want anyone to feel pressured or feel like we're, just throwing motivational words at you. Yeah. So just definitely I would say just try your best. And if you're not able to do it, just remember that you're not doing anything different that most people in the world aren't doing.
Everybody's struggling.
Exactly.
But at least like be aware. Like, I feel like Jasmine had the most awareness out of all of us with her writing down therapy. But like, I would recommend you follow that. Like, because that seems like the best way to combat the issue of like the ADHD epidemic, pandemic.
Yeah, this was really good, guys. I I really enjoyed talking to you. I wish we could go longer. I know we will be back next week to have more conversations. Look out for that.
Thank you guys, and good night.
Good night, guys.
Or morning, depending on what time you're watching this.
Worldwide.
Mhm.